Hey y'all, you been wondering where I've been? Yeah, so have I. Hiding from the mosquitoes is where I've been. Look, they're already attacking me. That's why I'm gonna start you off with this clip right here. There's a whole bunch of plants right here. It's a little plant called jewelweed, and this will help you to a good degree in the fight against the dang mosquitoes. It's very easy to recognize. I'm gonna show you some features on this plant that I have not seen in many other videos. Once I get the camera off. There we go. Okay, so jewelweed. At first, it might be kind of hard for you to recognize. It always is. But one key identifying characteristic on this plant, for me, is the flower. Once it flowers, you know, it's really easy to recognize because of the way the flower is shaped. Okay, you see it good? Okay. Now another part about it is how along the stem, it's going to have all these little knots on it. These knots are going to be everywhere along this plant, even on the little branches. Okay? And the leaves are going to be ovular. Okay? Now, one of the reasons that this plant is called jewelweed is because when moisture gets on it, little raindrops, water drops, so that looks like little jewels, little diamonds, whichever. That's how you know. That's a very key identifying characteristic right there. Now, you can take the leaves, dunk them under water, and pretty much the whole leaf is going to turn to a silvery color. The reason for that is because the leaf is very water repellent or hydrophobic. Now, this plant has very many medical and medicinal uses. You can use the leaves to rub it on your skin after you've made contact with poison ivy, and that is going to make the itch go away. As a matter of fact, you're never even going to feel the itch. And typically this plant grows in the exact same areas that poison ivy will. It likes moist areas. So often you're going to find poison ivy, and sometimes even in the exact same patch you're going to find jewelweed. They always say a plant grows most where it's needed. Okay? So if you happen to get some poison ivy on you, you have 15 minutes before the oil is actually set in. So you can wash it within the first 15 minutes and not have to worry. But if not, take these leaves, crush them up to its very pulpy juice, and rub it on the area. That's going to help. Another thing you can use them for is on wounds. Once again, crush your leaves and apply it to the wound. What natives used to do is they would take the stem of the plant and they'd rub the poison ivy rash till it was raw. And what that would help do is to make the rash heal. I don't know whether that really works or not, but that's just what I hear the natives used to do. Another thing you can do with this is crush the leaves, of course, and rub it all over exposed skin. That helps to keep the bloody mosquitoes away. Okay, and that's what I'm getting ready to do as soon as I cut this off and finish with the rescue series. I mean, not rescue, food, things you can eat. Alright? Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and do that before these mosquitoes decide to drain any more blood out of me. Alright, I'll see y'all just. Almost as soon as I started putting it all over myself, they almost really start leaving me alone though, so that's great. And I'll keep applying this to myself for a long time, even after I've been applied it all over myself. But the mosquitoes this year are so dang vicious. even then they still want a piece of me. Just not as bad. I'm gonna try and make this video a little short, because I really don't like getting bit 1,000 times by these suckers. And I'd like to mention that you can't eat jewelweed. If you eat it, it can make you sick. So in this video, what I'm going to start covering is things you can eat. Um, it's not that many, really that many plants I know of this time of year. Plants and edible stuff is not really my thing. I don't know much about that. I should, but I don't. I figured I'd talk about fishing, and if I happen to see any plants, I'll bring those up. Ah, got it. Why do they have to buzz around your ears? Good gracious. And I won't wear insect repellent, especially deep, because that's a pretty nice little carcinogen right there. But anyway, let's head on down to the creek, and if I see anything on the way, I'll bring it up. Hey y'all, so I figured in this video I'm going to talk about the bare minimum, the bare basics. Probably in a true survival situation, what's going to keep you going more than anything else. Especially if you're trying to enact self-rescue. You know what that is? Take a guess, come on. Well, let's see, if you dress grubs and bugs, then yep, you're right. Now, more than likely you want to cook most of them. You can cook them right over the fire or whatever. But pound for pound, insects have more protein than beef. And they ain't, most of them ain't gonna taste particularly good, but you ain't gotta like it, you gotta get it down. It's a survival situation, not a living at home situation. Now, I can tell you from experience, earthworms aren't that bad. I haven't done grubs, but I have done earthworms. Like fishing worms, worms you dig out the ground, little earthworms. I've ate those. Just straight out the ground. Now, there's a risk involved with that. You could get any kind of a parasite from a tapeworm to whichever it be. I don't think I have a tapeworm, because really, I'm not losing weight like you would if you had tapeworm, but I'm not losing weight, period, really. So, what you want to do when you're looking for any kind of a grub or a bug or anything like that is moist areas. In my case, wherever the heck the mosquitoes are. You found mosquitoes trying to eat you alive, you found bugs. And you want to look in the low-lying areas, moist areas, rotten logs, anywhere like that. Check under, oh, there's a down wood like this right here. No, more than likely we're not going to find any today, because I have milked this area half to death fishing in the creek. So what you want to look for, little old beds like that, green areas, well, not green areas, but very moist and thick areas. If you can find a log that's rotten but still intact, you're doing good. That's my favorite thing to find, especially if I'm getting ready to go fishing, because I'll take every big white grub out there I can find, throw that on my hook. Just take them. It's most of them little perches, they'll eat them, but they'll eat them. And you know, areas like this covered in leaves, move the leaves to the side, look under the leaves. you're more likely going to find little worms, and you might get lucky and find a lizard. But be careful of snakes, especially during summer. Little areas like this that would be an old little creek. Check those. That's going to be the lowest lying areas. Certain plants will have bugs inside them. As far as bugs go, that's really plain forward. Find old logs, flip them over, etc., etc. You know, stuff you did probably when you was a kid and you was into bugs. To my knowledge, not every, but almost every little boy out there has flipped over rocks and logs looking for little bugs. You're doing that, but you're being safe by trying not to get bit by a snake that could be sitting under one. And to be safe, all you're going to do is, instead of picking the log up with your bare hands, use a stick or something else to pry it open with. That's how you're going to be safe about it. Man, most spiders, actually, all spiders you can eat. But keep in mind, venomous ones, you don't want them to bite your tongue, do you? That'd be very bad. And that's really it. That's going to be what really keeps you going, because they really have a lot of energy in them, despite the horrid taste of most of them. Now, that's all I'm going to do in this video today. Might be a while, might not be a while before I do another video. I'd like to be doing these every day like I was, but the mosquitoes, they're so bad, and the humidity is incredible. It's never been this bad here before. Let me switch arms real quick. Glare on the camera. So, I know this really wasn't a very interesting video and all that, but you know, I'm praying for fall to come on around, because I like wearing my long sleeve. I like being able to carry my big pack everywhere without, you know, coming home looking like I took a bath, but it's actually my sweat. I mean, just this tiny little pack is doing that. The humidity is something else, I tell you. I might as well be in the Amazon jungle. Makes me want to move to Canada or Alaska. Somewhere cold where the mosquitoes at least aren't as bad. I can deal with the ticks. It's the mosquitoes that are getting me. And I really ain't seeing no edible plants out right now. No, not really. Because I don't know much about plants. I'm probably passing about 1,000 of them. But I just don't know enough about them yet. I'll get there. Part of the learning process. You never know everything. There's always something to learn. I recently did a overnight trip. I ended up not bringing the camera. Because it really wasn't going to be much of a trip. It was more of a sort of minimalistic, sort of not. We had fishing poles and that stuff. Alright, y'all. This ain't much of a video, but I just figured I'd touch in with y'all. I'll see y'all next time. Hopefully when the mosquitoes aren't trying to use me as a blood donor. Alright. See y'all next time.